What's going on, guys? I'm a little disheveled. I just bathed the baby, so I'm a bit covered in water, but there is an awesome quest chain that I want to tell you guys about as soon as possible. Really, all it involves is killing some guardians, which you're going to be doing anyway, and traveling around the world, which is the only tedious bit. But you can get like over 5,600 gold from this, a heap of courage points, not like personal courage. Maybe you will, I don't know. And a whole ton of battle items, and the game doesn't really do much to tell you about them, so I wanted to. If we haven't met before, I'm ActusXD, you're lovely, let's get stuck straight into it. I started recording the footage for this video after I'd already done some of the initial quests, and they're roster quests, so unfortunately I can't show you those first few, but I'll walk you through it. Now, the reason I'm making a video on this is it's a convoluted quest chain in terms of figuring out where to go. You'll get to a certain point and the quest just stops and you're like, oh, maybe I'm done. But you're not. It just picks up at a different island that the game doesn't tell you about. So I'll run you through that. You can expect to get between 10 and 50 gold for your sort of chain pieces. And then when you down one of the guardians and turn that in, you can get anywhere from 100 to, I think, 350 is the highest you're going to get at one time. I think from my reading is that this quest chain used to be mandatory before doing some of the guardians in earlier versions of the game in Korea, but people were just G-spamming through the mechanics anyway, and it wasn't teaching people what they were hoping would be learned, and so Smilegate just kicked it to the curb. I'll run you through the basics of the quest chain and then provide a picture, both in the video and the description down below. I'm pointing, even though you can't see it. That will explain exactly where to go for each section. If you do use the image to help you, or this video is all illuminating for you, I would be really appreciated if you would hit the like button and consider leaving a comment. And if you want more useful guides like this and things that I hope or aspire to make entertaining, then feel free to hit the sub button. If you want to be notified about when new videos go up, you can G-spam the notification bell. If you're in tier 3 and you want to smash this entire quest chain out in one go, then you'll be able to speed it up significantly by setting your bifrosts at some of the island locations and then make your return location for the song, which I forget what it's called. A Rohendel would be my suggestion. The other thing to note is that you need to have the adequate eye level and be up to the part in the story or the main quest line that unlocks each progressive guardian. So if you're already in tier 3, you'll be able to smash all this out in one shot, but if you're say halfway through tier 2, you'll only get to a certain point, and then you'll have to come back to the quest chain when you've unlocked all the other guardians. The quest starts at a Val in Vern Castle from a purple roster quest called Find the Guardian, and it tells you to go to an island called Foggy Ridge. So travel out there by sailing, and then when you get there, you basically, I don't know what the quest chain is, I didn't read it because I just spammed G the whole time. But it's taking you to the islands where the Guardians live. It teaches you a bit about the mechanics. You get through to the point where it tells you you need to go and kill the Guardian. One thing to note is that if you've run 3/4 of the way across the island and then the next part of the quest chain tells you to get back to the start of the island, it can often be better just to sing the Song of Escape, get back to being out the front of the island on your ship, and then just load back in, because the quest givers are always at the start of the island rather than running all the way back. When you get to the first Guardian that it tells you to kill, which is Virtus, it will say something along the lines of like, visit a main city and use the bulletin board to queue with friends to kill the Guardian. That's going to be a massive time waste if every time you hit a new Guardian, you go back to a main city to use the board to queue. Instead of doing that, go down to the bottom right of your screen, hit the community button, and then go to Party Finder. Either create your own party or find a party that's advertising there and jump in. You can queue from the island where you are, kill the Guardian, and then when you're done, you come back out to the island. It's going to save you heaps of time rather than sailing all around the world. That's probably the biggest time-saving tip to make this really great for gold. Basically, what we're going to do there is just go to every island in order, run through the prerequisite quests, and then kill the Guardian at the end and go to the new island for the new Guardian. I'll put the picture up on screen now, and what you can see here, the numbers is the order in which you go to them. So if it says, say for instance, it says 1 Foggy Ridge is going to be the first place you go to. Number 2 is Frosthaven, I think, at the top of the map. So you're going to go there 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Obviously, that's all pretty self-explanatory. For those of you who are further along in the game, you'll know that some of the Guardians inhabit the same islands as some of the earlier ones. So if you see the number reappearing, you're going back to that island at that part in the quest chain. And basically that's the entire video. You know, it's not some amazing undiscovered tip or anything. I just think it's something that a lot of people have no clue about. Maxroll.gg have a guide to this quest chain as well, which I will link down in the description. Have a wonderful time, make some new friends, learn some new mechanics, and get a new YouTube subscription out of it to your good friend ActusXD. Thank you very much for sticking with me. I love you, and remember,